think your dog's your best friend? Talk to me while you're nursing the sunburn on your head. And a lot of unpredictable animals can be found at the beach. For instance, sharks often create a diversion in the water so that people won't notice the bigger dangers on the sand.
Nu ook de prestaties op het veld te verbeteren, geeft trainer Wiljan Vloed zijn spelers het juiste voorbeeld.
Buitengewone weersomstandigheden aan de oostkust waren de oorzaak van deze golf. En soms wint de stier.
Wanneer win je bijvoorbeeld?
Nou, specifiek wat, kijk, in modaalvliegerij behaalt ze een hele hoop zaken. Er zijn mensen die zo snel mogelijk willen gaan. Er zijn mensen die zo met kunstvlucht
gebruiken. Een motorfiets bijvoorbeeld. Eindelijk. Deze schuurtjes kunnen dus wel tegen een stootje. Iets te voorbaat.
Chicago, Illinois. Watch as a police officer gets an unexpected ice skating lesson on this frozen freeway. Brian Boitano, eat your heart out. In Toronto, Canada, freezing conditions turn Highway 401 into an icy nightmare. But it's really more like a bowling alley. This driver squeaks through the 710 split. Then along comes another one to pick up the spare. And to clear a lane for the next bowler. Here he comes now. Strike. While he speeds towards him in the Jeep. And what is the name of that valiant videographer? His name is Mud. Now meet a couple of cut-ups showing off on a scooter. These guys are about to get a crash course called Humility 101. And they're going to learn their lesson the hard way. Here's a quick review. And class dismissed.
As we get older, we tend to get a little crankier. This guy's cranky because he just missed catching the early bird special.
Check out this shiny new Jeep straight off the showroom floor. What better place to drive it than the beach? But this new car owner should have checked the surf report before showing off for his friends. He's splashed into the waves in his styling new wheels and has gotten stuck in the sand. This deep-sea driver doesn't realize that you just can't drive through an ocean. The only way he'll get that Jeep out of there is if Moses comes along and parts the sea for him. Now the tide turns again, as the waves overpower his beautiful new car. He can only watch helplessly as it floats away into the foam. This drenched driver must have a sinking feeling as his coupe becomes soup. The The driver of this new subcompact should have thought twice before parking in a construction site. But this isn't the worst parking spot in the world. That would be here in New Zealand, where drivers trying to park at the Gisborne boat ramp have a huge problem. His name is Homer, and he's a 15-foot-long, 4,500-pound elephant seal who likes to turn their parked cars into punching bags. Watch as Homer goes 10 rounds with this late model sedan. Turns out, solid steel is no match for this heavyweight. And finally, from our All's Well That Ends Well department, in Alberta, Canada, neighbors, police, and firefighters are unable to stop this black car, which is spinning circles in the street without a driver.
When we arrived, the car was going in a circular motion at fast idle, and we couldn't stop it.
And who's responsible for this out-of-control sedan? A dad who ran into the house and left the motor running and his kids in the back seat. His 5-year-old daughter and 6-year-old son shifted the car into reverse, then jumped from the spinning vehicle and escaped with little more than motion sickness. After 90 nauseating minutes of car spins, a tire blows, and the vehicle approaches Kathy Letty's house, where it very carefully parks itself in her front porch. And what was Kathy's reaction to the new parking spot?
I was just going to call it Kathy's Drive-In.
Blue are ready for another day of crime fighting, and this rookie can hardly wait to hit the streets. Literally. Take another look. He climbs the slope, kills the throttle, and kisses the blacktop. And you can be sure that the pavement tastes none too sweet. These firefighters are racing to the scene of a car fire. After negotiating his way through freeway traffic, the driver pulls his truck close to the blaze. A little too close. Now these guys can't even put out a fire on their own truck. The embarrassed driver can only watch as his shiny new fire truck goes up in smoke. Surely ambulance drivers are some of the best drivers in the world. Anxious to protect the public's health and well-being, this driver rushes to an accident scene with his siren blaring. He knows that speed is a must. Ramming into a parked car is optional. The driver backs up to survey the damage and to make sure that he won't have to pick up any extra passengers. Race car drivers are highly skilled, but here's a pro who's about to prove otherwise. Belfast, Northern Ireland. Midway through a road rally, this racer accidentally takes a wrong turn into a fence. Let's watch it again in slow motion. The fence post shatters the windshield and whacks the man in the face, but luckily he escapes uninjured. Our hero calmly pushes the pole back out of the windshield.